Call center work is highly valued in many of today's major service industries. Working in a call center is a hard thing. It requires discipline to follow a flexible schedule, communication skills, and the ability to multitask. A call center agent is a person who handles outgoing and incoming customer calls for a business. He or she might handle customer complaints, account inquiries, or support issues. The purpose of this interview is to gain a better understanding of a call center work and to learn the skills needed in the field. So for today, I will be interviewing a 34-year-old Filipino call center agent in Manila, living in Samal, Bataan, holding 2 degree courses with a professional license, and a former company nurse, staff nurse, photographer, and a front desk officer. He is Mr. Oliver E. Escolastico. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, I'm Aizel Flores.
Hello.
So, Mr. Escolastico, in what company do you work?
Right now, I'm currently working at Sites Asia.
For how long?
Almost 18 months.
So, what do you do? What are the duties, responsibilities of your work?
Well, we're actually supporting Abbott Diabetes Care in Alameda, in California, and that's under Abbott Laboratories of USA. And my job there is to take inbound calls, especially we're dedicated to hospitals, facilities, clinics, and also some government facilities like the U.S. military and fire departments, something like that. Now, we're actually our warranty services department, and we're providing technical support to users of glucose meters. Those are machines to check the blood sugar levels of patients. And also, if we are needed during high peak calls during a day, we're also supporting end users of glucose meters, most especially patients or elderlies. And we're guiding them on how to use that glucose meters to check their blood sugar. And most of them who are elderlies are not very knowledgeable on how to use those technologies. So we are open 24/7 to support them.
So why did this type of work interest you?
Well, it's somehow related to my 2 courses. The first one is business administration, and the second one is nursing. As you can see, opportunities for nurses there's no much opportunities for nurses today. So I opted. It's somehow related to my 2 courses. The first one is business administration, and the second one is nursing. As you can see, opportunities for nurses there's no much opportunities for nurses today. So I opted to enter that kind of industry, thinking it's also in a way in line with my course, with 2 courses. It's a medical company, and also with engaged in the business of glucose meters. So I think that's a fair enough job for me.
How did you get started?
Well, after my job as a company nurse in Subic Bay, I saw this advertisement in website, Job Street, and there actually that line of business is first here in the Philippines, and they're in need of customer service and technical support representatives for Abbott Diabetes Care. So I went to Manila, and fortunately, after 2 interviews, I got hired immediately, and after 2 days, I started the training.
So what things did you do before you entered this occupation?
Well, practice my English while I was there. So I went to Manila, and fortunately, after 2 interviews, I got hired immediately. And after 2 days, I started the training.
Mhm. So what things did you do before you entered this occupation?
Well, I practiced my English because during the interview you have to express yourself and communicate well with the interviewer, of course, fluently in English. And I actually watched YouTube videos to practice and to learn how Americans speak. And also I tried to mimic an interview before undergoing that.
So before this occupation, what are your past works?
My first job is a photographer in Subic Bay, and I enjoyed that job. It was a couple of years ago, but I quit that job because of low salary, and I'm traveling a lot each day, 3 hours a day from Bataan to Subic. So then job opening. There's a job opening in Crown Royal in Bataan. I became a front desk officer, and then after that, I was encouraged by my uncle to study nursing because of there's high demand during those days. It was way back 2006. But after that, I fortunately was hired as staff nurse for the Department of Health as for the nurse program, and I had 6 months contract with them. And then after that, I was hired again by Ocean Venture as a company nurse, but it's only for about 4 months. It's only a contractual job, and then after that job, I was hired right now.
Of those things, which one has been most helpful to you
Most
in your present occupation?
Well, most of them are, I gained a lot of experience from them, from those jobs, for me to perform my duties right now as a call center agent. When I was a photographer, a front desk officer, and also a nurse, company nurse, I was able to interact with various types of people, most especially when I was a photographer in Subic Bay, because there's a lot of foreign guests, most especially Americans. So I was able to communicate and practice my English language with them. So that's me.
What particular skills or talents are most essential to be effective in your job?
Of course, you have a call center agent must have this ability, which is multitasking, because of course you'll be speaking to customers on the phone, and then you have to, in our job, in our line business, it's quite different from other call centers, because we have to talk to customers, and then we have to document what we are transacting with them. So that's quite hard at the beginning. You have to type fast, you have to think fast on what to say to them and what to advise them. So as you can see, other call centers are just taking calls, and then the program there is to just click the websites, something like that. You have to talk to them, to explain to them what they're asking. However, in our line of business, it's a medical account, so we have to make reports to the FDA in the U.S., Federal Drug Administration in the U.S. So we have to make reports, and also of course you have to think fast, because we only have an average of 12 minutes per call to finish the transaction. And then if you exceed 12 minutes, you will be notified, you'll be alerted by the operations department that you have to finish your transaction immediately, because there are other customers in queue waiting to be assisted.
So how did you learn these skills? Did you undergo formal training?
Yes, my friend told me there's this call center training, conducting free trainings before going into the call center industry, and that's MSGNI, located here in Balanga City, and in front of ICMC Hospital, and they're providing free call center trainings, and it's a three weeks training.
First for you, what are the advantages working in this field?
One of the major advantages is, of course, you'll be able to prepare yourself to be globally competitive. If you'd like to work abroad, because you will be able to speak to foreigners, and most especially to Americans. So you'll be able to do business with those big companies in the U.S. And one of the big companies we're dealing with is called the Vita Dialysis Center, and that company has major branches of dialysis center in the U.S. So that's a big company, and for me, it's I'm proud to transact with them and do business.
How about the disadvantages?
Well, it's really hard to work at night. I am a fixed schedule, that is 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. because we're following the office hours in the U.S. But of course, you have to adapt to it. You have to find ways on how to give yourself rest to do the job.
So aside from those disadvantages, what kind of problems do you deal with?
Of course, you'll be always sometimes encountering difficult customers, irate customers, for some reasons because we're taking because of their condition. That is the diabetes mellitus. Before the live calls, after our training, we were advised by our trainers from the U.S. to keep calm and understand customers that some of them will be irate. Well, because of their condition, their diabetes. So we have to, stay focused on the job. Don't take it personally.
So, do you find your job exciting or boring?
On my first few days, it's quite exciting because finally I was able to talk to them, talk to the U.S. customers, and of course, it's about an above average. I'm getting above average salary, and frankly speaking, actually failed for call center interviews before I got hired by this one. So I'm very proud to be a call center agent in those days. But right now, as I'm beginning to experience the side effects of working at night. So that's it.
So how would you describe your working atmosphere and the people whom with you work?
Well, our team in our level of business is very supportive. When you don't know these things, they will support you. In our team, we're like a family. We're supporting each other to meet our goals, and of course our office environment is stimulating because we're working at night, so our minds should be something alive during those shifts.
So if you don't mind me asking, what's your salary range?
My my gross pay every month is 20,000, and that's the actually the average pay for call centers. The basic pay is 15,000, and there will be additional bonuses, and of course night differentials. And if you'll be performing well, there will be of course increases every month if you hit your goals. So there's maximum of like 23,000.
So where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now?
Actually, it's fun working in the call center, but I'm really opting to practice my second course, which is nursing. So right now I'm really applying for a job abroad as a health and safety and environment officer. So my job in call center, I believe, is preparing me to be globally competitive, to to deal with foreign employers.
Do you have any advice for someone interested in this kind of job?
Well, of course, you have to practice your English, and you have to understand, of course, how Americans speak. Practice their, watch movies, and of course, movies with subtitles. That will help. It helped me to be prepared, and don't be afraid to speak English if, even though it's you have your you have incorrect grammar, because you will be corrected along the way, and you'll learn how they speak when you are already a call center agent.
So, Mr. Oliver, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
You're
I'm
welcome.
looking forward to hear from you again.
Okay, and if you'll be interested to work in the call center, I can refer you to that company.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Working in a call center can be very demanding, not only physically, but also both emotionally and intellectually. But in spite of those, we cannot deny the fact that it is one of the most high-paying jobs in the Philippines.